Hey guys, Bushcraft Rebel. This is my second time doing this video because I keep getting a ton of static. So I want to go into more detail about thermal cycling for your blades. Thermal cycling is what helps relieve the stress in your blade. So forging and everything like that, when you forge the steel, the more times you heat up the steel, the more stress you put on it. The more work you do, the hole works. Okay? So, for argument's sake, we're going to talk about 1080. This exact knife is actually made from a file, and it's a very old file that I found in a barn a while back. It's actually one of the first knives I ever did. This is my Bushcraft knife, and I have taken it and redone it, making it a little more modern, a little more sleek, you know, better bevels, better everything, because my technology now is 10 times better than when I started. But I'm rambling. Now I'm going to go back. So, thermal cycling, generally, for me, I do it about 3 times. And what you do is you get the blade up to non-magnetic, and then you'll take it out and you'll sit it and let it air cool. Now, like I said, we're talking about 1080. 1080 only takes about a minute. Get it red height, set it out, in about a minute or so, it's good. And then you can go again. So as I do it, you see me there, I'm taking it out. I think that's the first one. And all I really do is I set it right there in front of my forge on the shelf. And I just let it go back to being magnet, to where you can stick a magnet to it. Generally what I do by just eyeballing it is I let all that red go away, all the glowing go away. So I usually do, like I said, about 3 times to take all the stress out of the blade. And just so you guys know, depending on the steel actually depends on how long you need to let it cool. This one here was doing it in about, I don't know, a minute to 2, and it was back to being magnetic. So how's the best way to explain it? So like when you have a knife, and if you've ever broke a knife and you've ever looked inside the knife, there you'll look at the structure of the knife. Look at the dog in the background. She just looks like she's up to no good. Anything shiny and I just get off track. So we're going through, like I said, I'm lost because the dog's gone now. She disappeared. Yep, there we go. It's a beautiful looking knife, guys. More than likely we'll have a cedar handle. I'm a big fan of cedar. So we're going to go in for our second one. And you put it in there, and this little forge, which is quite interesting, it only takes a few minutes to actually heat it up to where you can actually harden the steel. I think I'll do another video explaining the forge for anyone who just kind of wants to get into knife making, because it's a very simple build, very simple mixture, and it holds up very well. But we're on our third one, I do believe. And the main thing about it is relieving the stress. If you don't relieve the stress in a blade, it's more likely that it will crack and it will fracture. There's my dog trying to escape. She's trying to figure it out because she knows I'm occupied. You go back in some of my other videos, you'll watch that dog steal my tools. They're the cabin builds. So we're on number 3, I do believe, and the good part's coming up because I know everybody just likes to see the fire. And you'll even get to see one of my mess ups here that could have been horrible, but actually wasn't bad. So this is number 3. We're taking it out, and set it right there, let it cool off. Oh, here, let's have a look at it. I think it's a beautiful knife. I can't wait to get it done and play with it. So here in a minute we're going to do the heat treat. Now for the heat treat, what you want to do is, I use a metal container with my oil, and I am using vegetable oil. And I heat the oil up on my wood burning stove. Here comes the best part. This is what everybody loves. There's the fire. Lots and lots of flames. So, like I was saying, I heat the oil up to get it better going. And then I generally try to quench it in the oil. I did that little bit just for you guys so you can see some flames and everything. And let it quench. I'll warn you right now, vegetable oil smokes terribly. And I think just about every oil you could possibly use does. We're going to go ahead and file test it. Skating like a champ. Wait for it. The biggest screw up in the world is getting ready to happen, guys. I just want to put you that I put everything on my video. I don't cut stuff out. When I screw up, there it is. I dropped it. I got lucky. It fell into a bucket of vermiculite. So thank God the only hard thing it hit was the wood table. It missed hitting my small anvil by just inches. And I'm checking to make sure I didn't screw it up and it's not crooked. Giving you guys another look at it. I relatively like the way it looks. I think it's going to be a good knife. That's definitely going to be a slicer. So, I think it's a decent size. Now, there will be another video on this knife of me building the handle. Hopefully you guys will check it out. But, Bushcraft Rebel out. Have a good night.